Hey, how's it going today? In today's training episode, I'm actually going to share with you how to create massive duplication in your team. I'm going to be breaking down 3 ways that you want to make sure that you have in place right now. So drop me your favorite, you give me a thumbs up, give me a high five if you are ready to create some massive duplication in your team. Now, most people, and make sure you also say if you're joining me live, let me know who you are, where you're tuning in from, and if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. For those of you that that don't know me very well, my name is Melissa Kibler, and I help you get on the fast track to success using simple and effective social media strategies. Goal here is to work smarter and not harder. So I want to break these down right now, because if you don't have these things in place right now, your teams may not be duplicating at a rate or having the success, or even yourself having and seeing that success right now. So right now, if you are somebody that's brand new, and this is kind of going to be mostly this training is for mainly network marketers. So if you're a network marketer, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned to the end. It's going to be a little bit longer training than what I usually do. I wrote down lots and lots of notes because I wanted to stay on track. I really wanted to give you the goods and deliver today for you. So I think this is going to be so good. So welcome. So glad that you're joining in. Again, make sure you say hello so I can give you a little shout out today. And how many of you have gotten through, like if you just started with your company, maybe you've been in your company for a long time, maybe now you're having new teammates come into your company, and here's what typically happens. You get started, you go through your company training, if your company has training available. If they do, you're very lucky, because a lot of people don't. And so say you have one, you go through the company training and you get access to all of these pretty graphics, right? The company's graphics, the products and things that you can now go out and share on your social media site, which I see spammed all over Facebook and other social media platforms. And what this is called is actually repulsion marketing, okay? You're actually pushing people away from you rather than the other way around of those people. You really want these people to be coming to you. You don't want to be pushing these people away. So I'm going to be diving right in here. And again, the 3 things that you need in order to create massive duplication in your team. Number 1 is that you have to have the right training in place. And I'm going to be breaking this down so deep. This is why I wrote pages of notes, because I'm breaking this down so deep, because I really want you to be clear on what this training should look like in your team and in your company, okay? So again, number 1 is having the right kind of training. So most people are taught, again, repulsion marketing, and people wonder why they're not getting any results. People wonder why they're not making any money right now, and all of a sudden we start to get these thoughts in our head, like there's something wrong with me, I'm not doing it the right way. Can you agree with this? Other people are doing it so well using these strategies, and I'm not. So if you're having these thoughts right now, if these thoughts are kind of like lingering in your head and you're thinking like something that you're doing is wrong, that is definitely not the case. That is definitely not what this is. So you want to be able to create massive duplication, and you want to actually be in a company that's going to provide you with attraction marketing training. So if you're not familiar with the word attraction marketing, I want to just break that down really simple for you. That's basically attraction marketing is you're wanting people to come to you, to reach out to you. And there's a correct way to do this and to learn this and to get started for yourself and your new team members, so everybody's on the same page and doing this the right way. So when you do this, anybody that you bring in to your team, your company, your organization, and anybody that they bring in, you have to have this training in place, and it has to be so super clear. I'm talking like a step by step guide, or your newbies are going to be completely lost, or you may feel completely lost right now if you don't have a training system like this in place. So when you don't have this in place, you're not getting the results, nor will the people that are coming in, they're not going to have the results either. So you definitely, if you don't have the training in place, it's a lot of work. Now, we created on my team, we created a member-only group. It's a Facebook group for training only. So anyone that comes in gets the same exact training. They know exactly where to start and they follow these units and they go right through. And it's basically like you can create a 30-day business building run. So that way, if they follow these steps for 30 days, or you can set it for however long, 90-day run or whatever, but you want your people, when they get started in your business with you, the goal here is you want them to get off running as fast as they can. You want them to experience the success and have success early on. So again, step by step is what you need. Do it in your first 30 days, even if they have zero experience. So when they go through these steps in your Facebook group, these training steps, when they go through, they are able to feel comfortable and confident enough to be implementing right away. You want to keep it super, super simple. And when you go through these two things, what the end result is you want them to feel like a master marketer, even if they're not, even if they're, like I said, a complete, total newbie. So when they go through this training, here are some things. I hope you have a pen and paper handy. Here are some things when they go through the training. This is some key points of what you want to hit on or what you want to have in place in this training for your team. So that way they're getting off the ground running fast, okay? You want to be able to teach them in this training how to build an audience, where to find the right people so your team is not wasting time talking to the wrong people. How many of us have done that, right? And can relate to that? Or just talking to the wrong people, and we're wasting so much time and not bringing in the right qualified people for our team. So you want to be able to teach your new team members where to find the right people, who they should be connecting with, how to connect. Sometimes we really need to be teaching our team members really the right way, like how to initiate these conversations and how to connect with people, okay? And how to transition to a business conversation, how to bring up the business opportunity or products in conversation to get the sale or the sign up, and how to engage with that audience that you are now growing, and what to post on Facebook. That's also another big one, is they don't know what to post. So if they have an exact game plan, it's a no-brainer. They can just keep going through the steps, step by step by step. And then finally, how to engage in conversations again, like how to have those conversations. So if you teach people how to be posting in a way that will bring people towards them, could you imagine, think about that, if your people on your team know exactly what to post, how quickly this massive duplication is going to start happening for you and your team. It's crazy. So rather than your team chasing and bugging, we get the family and the friends, and then what happens when we burn through our warm market list? What happens then? All of a sudden we become stagnant and our teams all of a sudden stop because they don't know how to find these people or where to find these people. So throughout the training, you also want to be covering follow-up. How are these people going to be following up with everybody that they've initiated and having these conversations with? And you also want to be teaching your new people how to launch their business. So many times I see people that get brought into a business and all of a sudden they're just like left on their own. Okay, they're in this group, read this, have a class, just share naturally. But it's not really a true system, and we're wondering why people aren't getting results and they're dropping off like flies. So you're essentially teaching people how to become a really, really skilled online marketer. Like it's today, 2019, that's essentially what it is. You need to become a really, really skilled online marketer. So do you see, when everybody on your team gets taught how to become a pro marketer, how powerful would that be? Who is super, super excited to be having, to really have this in place right now? Drop me number 2 if you feel like you do not at all have a simple system in place that a new team member can come in and plug right into and go through those steps. Drop me number 2 if you feel like you don't have this in place right now, because it's super, super hard. I get it. So right now you have 2 options, okay? You have 2 options. Either A, you plug into a team that already has all the training in place where you can plug your new team member into. So it becomes really, really easy. You're just following the system. Or B, You have to do it all by yourself. And I'm telling you, it is a lot of work. There's a lot of psychological things happening in the training to be setting up people the right way to be growing their network, essentially. Because otherwise, if you don't have this in place, your team is going to start dropping off because they're not going to see the success, they're not going to feel the success, they're not making any money, and then all of a sudden they're gone, okay? So that is the first way, the first thing that you have to have in place when it comes to having massive, massive duplication in your team. Now we're gonna shift into the second thing that you have to have in place in order to create massive duplication. And this is something that is so, so important, and that is, you have to have the support. You have to have support in your teams. I mean, if you don't have the support, it's just like you're doing everything by yourself. You feel like you're all alone, and what fun is that, right? It's not fun at all. So you want to be able to have the support, so that way you know if you have a question come up that you have somebody that you can turn to, your team, to get your questions answered. Otherwise, people are feeling frustrated. They feel stuck. They feel like nobody, like I said, they're all alone. They have nobody to go, nobody to get their questions answered. So there are a few things people ask themselves before joining a team or a company in network marketing. And that one question is, can I do this? So if you're getting a lot of rejection and you're getting a lot of no's, a lot of the time when that person, before they sign and join you, they're asking, can I really do this? Because if they can't see themselves doing this or what you're doing, they are simply not going to join you in your team, and that is going to prevent that duplication from happening. So you definitely don't want to feel all on your own. That's definitely not a place that you want to be in. So I'm going to actually share with you something. This is seriously gold when it comes to having support in your team. And a lot of people aren't really familiar with this concept. You might be familiar with like a three-way call, but this is actually three-way chats. You can actually set one up that's a three-way, four-way, even five-way chats, and you can actually do this in Messenger. So it's right through, your Facebook, your Messenger. So when you have, this is how this works. When you have an interested prospect, and you have an interested prospect that's learning about either the business opportunity or the products that you carry, that you have, you can actually set them up. If you edify correctly, you can set them up in a chat and with other team members who are there to support them. Now they're feeling the support. They know that they don't just have you, they have other people that are very, very supportive, that are having the success in their business. And so now they see, they have the support and they want to be a part of a team that's working together. They don't ever want to feel like they have to work, be alone. So when you have that support in place, they're going to feel like they can do this. So if you happen to be in a position where you feel like you absolutely stink at closing and recruiting people, if you feel like you just don't have a whole lot of experience when it comes to recruiting and closing, these Facebook chats, these group chats work so, so well if you set them up correctly, because then you are able to put somebody into a chat with somebody who's an awesome closer. And the flip side of this is you're going to actually learn how to do this yourself very, very quickly, because you're seeing this done. You're seeing that person, that upline leader of yours in a chat. You're seeing that leader build rapport with your prospect. You're seeing that leader prospect and close them. So when you see the text in the text thread going back and forth, what you're going to notice is a lot of the times your upline, your team member does things kind of very similar for every person that you set up in that chat. So you're going to learn how to do this yourself, and you're going to feel really comfortable and confident in doing this yourself. So, and what does that do for you? That is leverage. That is leverage, because who has time to be doing this all by themselves? Okay, so you really want to create this leverage. So you can tell your prospects, and the other way that you're creating this leverage is when you tell your prospects that you have this system in place and that they would have this in place available to them as well when they join you in your team. Think about, would they want to be a part of that? Heck yes, right? They absolutely would want to be a part of that, because now they feel like, I'm just starting, I'm brand new, I don't have all the information, but when I set one of these chats up with my team, and I feel like I don't have to do this on my own or close people all on my own, and other people are there to help me do this, think that's major leverage for you and your new team members coming in and joining you in your team. So why should they join you rather than all of the other like million reps out there? You really have to have something in place that's going to set yourself apart. You got to have that leverage. Again, people join people, not companies, okay? You have to really have something in place that's going to set yourself apart. I know some companies have awesome systems, in place like mine, where all of a sudden, if I have information for a prospect, I can send it to them like that, like just a quick snap. You can have that information at your fingertips in an instant. It's so powerful that all you have to do is follow up with them, okay? All you have to do is keep that running record and have a system where you can follow up with them and get their questions answered. So let me know if you have any questions so far. Right now, I'm going through a lot of information and I'm going through it kind of quickly, but I did have a lot of information I wanted to give you, and I really wanted to dive into it so you can really have that clarity around the 3 things that you really need to have in place. These things are so, so critical to have in your business. So let me know, drop me right now if you have any questions, drop your questions below and I can always go back through when this is over and I can try to answer some questions for you. But if you're with me, give me a thumbs up if you're with me, and I'm going to keep going. So on to the 3rd tip of what you need to have in place to create massive duplication in your team. So we talked about you have to have the right training. Number 2 is you have to have that support in your team and in your company, your business. And number 3 is you have to have team culture. People have to feel like they belong. People have to feel like they have a home that they absolutely just love, and they would work together with everybody, and it's just fun coming together and helping each other out. Because this is how network marketing works. Like, for example, I don't have success unless my team has success. So I want to go in and be able to help my team members have success. And when I help them have success, I in turn will also have success. That is true. You're working together. You're developing, a team culture that everybody wants to be a part of. And when I felt, you don't ever want to feel like you are completely on your own, because then again, you feel overwhelmed. You feel like everything is just this daunting task of having to do everything alone. And that causes so many people to quit when they feel like they don't have that team culture. They feel like they don't have somebody to back them up and to support them. So people, like I said, want to feel like they belong. People have found their home, and you know what? They want to feel like they found their home, but most of all, some people want to be inspired. Okay, think about your upline, think about your team. Do they inspire you? Do they challenge you and motivate you and push you to be better? Or do they simply do they make you feel like you have to do everything just like them? And it's just like, did you do this? Did you have this going? Did you do this class? Did you book this class? Nobody ever wants to feel hounded, and nobody ever wants to be told what to do. But when you have this culture that just comes naturally of being inspired, then again, this is going to rub off on these new team members, and they're going to feel like they want to show their team and their upline that they can do this. They want to show and prove to them that yes, I can have results and grow a big team as well. So now they're happy to be a part of your team. They feel like they're a part of the family, which is what you want. This is essentially what you want for everybody on your team, right? So, and in order for them to feel like that they have this team culture in place, they have the training, they have the support, now support through the chats that we talked about. And now, do you see how all of these puzzle pieces are coming together? Can you see how when you have all of these puzzle pieces coming together, what this would do for your team? Not just for you, but all of your team members on your team. This is incredible. So when all of your team members have access to the exact same training, to this, to all of the stuff, the support, just think how much, massive duplication this is going to create for you and your team. It is insane. So if you don't have this team, this system in place, and your new team member is not getting the results that they're looking for within your goal is 3 months. they're going to drop off, and you're going to feel like you are doing this all on your own, bringing in every person, growing your team all on your own. There's no team effort when you don't have this team culture in place and people are dropping off. So you don't ever want to feel like you're all on your own. Now, it's worth to develop a lot of this stuff yourself and for your entire team. Like I said, it's worth developing it. So here's the thing. If you're in a company and you feel like you're completely married to your company and there is nothing in your mind that's ever going to change your mind about even thinking about going to another company, you're going to want to make sure that these three things are in place for you. It's going to take a lot of work to set that up. I'm going to say that, because if you don't have the team culture and your upline and the whole company on board with that, the whole attraction marketing, like you can have groups, but what good is it going to do if they are still using the old traditional repulsion marketing of spamming their family and friends, even though they don't think that they're spamming their family and friends and pushing out all their company graphics and things like that. If you can catch the vision of attraction marketing, what that is, and pulling people, attracting people to you versus the other way around, so you just don't want to add your new team members to a group that doesn't support the way in which you're looking to build. I hope that makes sense. So if you're married to your company and you absolutely love your company, this is absolutely worth putting together. But I'm telling you right now, it is a lot of work. It is so much work. So it really depends on where you want to put your energy and your focus to have something like that in place. Sorry, I keep getting these notifications on my phone. So otherwise, you have to make sure, if you're just starting, you've been in there a while, or you're maybe brand new and you're thinking about the whole network marketing, because it is amazing. Like this is truly the way of the future. And if you don't have a place to go, you want to make sure this new company has a system in place. I don't typically do this on this page, but I am going to, because it's still, it's beginning of the month. And what I like to do is I love to train people effective attraction marketing techniques and working one-on-one with somebody when they first start. So I'm only opening this up. I do this every once in a while, but I am opening up for somebody to work very closely with me. I'm only taking in 5 people, because if I took in more than that, I'm simply not giving you what you deserve and need to get launched effectively and to get on the fast track to success. But I am going to open up to 5 people. You must qualify. So if you're interested in working directly and closely with me and on my team, my door is open, but like I said, you have to qualify to work with me. I don't just work with everybody. So make sure that you comment the word "me" below and we can connect, and I'll go ahead and ask you some questions to see if it's going to be the right fit to get you started. Like I said, I don't do this all the time, but I know what it means. I know what it feels like to be a part of a team that has all of these things in place, and it feels so, so good. And people don't deserve to be in a company and not getting, not make the money that they're looking to make. It's just not. There's so many incredible systems and companies out there. Actually, not many. There's only very few that I know of that have a system like this in place. So, like I said, this is for you. This is for your new team members. You have to have this in place. You have to have training. You have to have the support. You have to have a fun culture where everybody just wants to work together. That is, just part of just a group of people, fun of, men and women that are just making an impact. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So you definitely don't want people coming to you 24/7, and having to do everything by yourself, because that's not leverage. You're going to feel burnt out if you don't already. And that's just, you need to have that in place for massive duplication. People don't want to be bugging their family and friends anymore, and they don't want to have parties and spam their stuff all over social media. Like, there is a better way to go about it. We never talk to people on my team unless they are open to it, and then we go from there. But we do a lot of attraction marketing type of things and launch people using social media and sharing exactly how to post, what to post, things like that, following a simple system to get them into a fast 30-day business building run, so they can start seeing success fast. So if this is you and you're looking for a new home and you want to work directly and be connected with me, drop me below and we'll definitely get in touch. But I hope that if you do, you're in a business that you have found home, And if something's not working and you're not getting the results that you're looking for, make sure you go back and reflect on those 3 things. Do you have the right training? Do you have the right support system? 3-way messages, I'm telling you, are like gold. If you don't have those in place, like they are like seriously liquid gold when it comes to building up your team and having that support from your team members, identifying your team members to get them just to pretty much like recruit and close for you. It's insane. It's really, really cool. So you want to make sure you have that in place. Again, the training that we often use in our Facebook groups, we have a lot of other training as well besides that is in place. And then you also just want to make sure you have that fun team culture. You want to be a part of a community that just loves the company, the products, and working together and building each other up. So I hope that this helped you, and that way you can kind of see maybe where your break is and you can evaluate. I always evaluate, think about what's working for you right now, what's not working, and what might you do differently. I know sometimes making that change and making that switch is not always easy. It's really, really hard. So make sure you go through and you have to decide what's best for you. I do have some free recruiting, the 3-way chat scripts that if you don't have that, I can include those in the comments below. Make sure you look for those. And those are free scripts that you can go and try to implement and to start creating for yourself and your teams if that's something that maybe is the missing link in your team, in your business. So let me know if you have any questions. Again, drop your questions below and I can go back and answer those for you and we can connect. Or if you simply want a strategy session with me, I'm always open to connecting and helping you as best as I can and at least steer you in the right direction. So I hope this helped you. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of this training today. And I hope you have an awesome, awesome day. And until next time, take care.